Survivor Philadelphia. Second season of Survivor Philadelphia.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions.
Here's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos.
And the hunt is on for the idol.
But it ain't about how hard you hit.
The winner of Survivor Philadelphia Season 2.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take.
Survivor Philadelphia.
What is going on? And welcome back to the Purple Pants podcast coverage of Survivor Philadelphia Season 3. We're here to recap Episode 6, The Merge. I'm so excited to be joined by a contestant of Survivor Season 3, a friend of mine, and somebody that happened to make the merge, Mr. Timmy Bridgman. Welcome back to the podcast. How are you?
I'm doing amazing, Bryce. Like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling full, just like this merge feast that we got this episode. So I'm ready to dive into everything that's happening. How you feeling?
I am great. I'm excited to finally talk about, justice for Sands of Time. We finally get to, what is it? What did they name themselves? Rewind Consequences. Got to get they stepping like a HBCU marching band, marching on in. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into this week's episode.
Yeah, so let's get into it then, Bryce. So immediately we see Natasha come to the Sands of Time. She's the final player, and not much happens there, but immediately after, we flash forward right to the two tribes coming back together. They see Natasha was voted out, and we have to give back up tribal immunity because you know what time it is, Bryce. It's time to drop them buffs. It's time to merge these tribes because that is what's happening. But what we don't know what's going to happen is that somebody's are right around that corner, and it's the Sands of Time players. And they're coming back for a spot to potentially come back in the game.
Yeah, I loved seeing the Sands of Time players, specifically Amir, specifically Kristen, and specifically Jay. They were hype. They was giving y'all looks like, what's up? Like, we back up in this mother. And so it was exciting to see them. I will have to say, I do have a gripe with production, aka Alex G, right? Because we are playing this game hard to handle. And essentially, you have to, I don't even know how I can describe it. It's a pole with a platform, and you got to balance a ping pong ball on it, And so we've seen this classic game in Survivor played out. And so everyone is playing. So it's not just the Sands of Time people. It is the people that now have made the merge. It's their first individual immunity challenge. But the people on Sands of Time, in order for them to be put back in the game, they have to beat everybody, not just the Sands of Time people, but everybody. Now I was rolling around in my bed like throwing the covers off of me. I was getting ready to call Alex G, but I said I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna just talk about it on the podcast. I thought that was extremely too hard. I felt like you having us on the Gen of Time, all 5 episodes, we are falling in love with all of these people, from Jay, from Jen, to Amir, to Kristen, to Emma. We didn't really get to meet Natasha, but we saw Natasha on the field, and we're falling in love with all of these people. And then as soon as Alex said they had to beat 16 people, I said, well, goddamn. In my mind, I'm like, ain't nobody coming back in. Did you feel like, because I really feel like the top Sands of Time person, whoever lasted the longest, they should have been brought back in the game. That's personally how I felt. And I felt like the second to longest person, specifically for the Sands of Time, they should have made the jury. That's just how I felt. I was a little disappointed, so I got to cuss Alex G out on this podcast because I wanted a Sands of Time person to come in. What was your thought? Well, you probably feel a little different because you was actually.
No, I was kind of agreeing. I was agreeing. Like in hindsight, looking at it, the odds is not in their favor. If I'm
Not
on the
at
sands of
all.
time, I'm thinking I gotta beat the players. I gotta beat their nephew, niece, uncle, dog, best
Timmy, I
friend to
feel
get
like
back
we
in
got
the
a
game.
better chance of playing the goddamn Powerball or winning the Powerball than winning back in the season 3 of Philadelphia.
Listen, but you know what? What gives them a better chance is these disadvantage blocks because we finally get to know why they in the game. So when you wrote a person name down on their block, you have to give it to them, and they have to add that block on top of the handheld pedestal that's going to elevate it and make it harder because the block is smaller than the platform itself. So that's a little bit of edge, give them a little bit a better chance to maybe come back in the game, shake stuff up, but
A little bit,
it's not
but
enough. It's not
n-
enough.
not enough. There were certain people that I felt like I was dying when Jen gave her block to Gabe and was like, Jen was like, you didn't make eye contact with me enough. And Gabe was like, I wrote Jay's name down. I didn't write your name down. And then we got to give the mother of all mothers who ate the best giving the red block to people because Mother Natasha said, I
She
felt like it
said,
was okay. I felt like it was you. Now, mind you, what we didn't peep in that moment, but I'm just going to reenact in that moment when Natasha, let me give y'all some behind the scenes footage. When Natasha said, Timmy, I felt like it was you. Timmy said, oh, it wasn't me. Meanwhile, if y'all look, scroll all the way to the left, Sunshine came out and Sunshine had a notebook and Sunshine heard Natasha said, Timmy said this to her. Okay,
mm,
because clearly Sunshine would have had to been out there taking notes, and we'll get back to that at a later date. But so it was interesting to see the sands of time players get back in there, and the challenge is off. And I don't know if Timmy knows magic, Timmy know voodoo or something, but Timmy was guiding that ball with his hand. But I feel like I have played this game before, not necessarily on Survivor. I want to say like in Gym, we played a similar game like that. And I really do believe like you can control the ball or it's like a mind over matter thing. I really do. I was seeing how you doing that was really helping you because sometimes it's like if it's not so much you controlling the ball, it's really like you more so your hand that is controlling it. It's kind of like it's helping you control that and blocking the win.
yes, I was just about to say it's not only me trying to guide the ball, I'm trying to block the win. Bryce, you was out there. To me, it felt like they put the park beside an airport and planes was just taking off. I don't know where they was heading, but it was going in all types of different directions. And my little hand was all I had to stop that ball from just flying off the platform. Because when the challenge started, 5, 6 people dropped. You got Paige dropped,
Immediately.
Manfred dropped, Emma, Gabe, Kristen, Jasmine, Sunshine, Manfred. Like people one after another immediately dropped. So one of the people who didn't drop was Natasha, and she just gave me the block. I just voted her out. I'm like, I gotta lock in. I gotta do what I gotta do to maybe try to beat her. So I was like laser focused, Bryce, that whole time. But yes.
Yeah. And so it's very interesting. Another red block person that ate was Amir. First of all, it's
Mm.
like seeing Amir back on our screen did my heart good, but also was just like reminding me of like, Amir, you doing too much, baby boy. You doing too much because everyone, goes up and says why they're giving there the people. Amir is like, y'all Destiny's
Who
Child, and
thinks
I'm beyond. Okay. What you say?
Rock there he was like, who thinks it was them?
Who
Let's
thinks it was
let's
them?
let's make y'all sweat, even though this name is already on this block and I can't give it to nobody else. I'm gonna make a
Right.
scene and I'm gonna make everybody mad. And then
And
mhm,
then you give it to the most randomest, non-deserving person, Jalissa. And Jalissa was like, huh?
me, right?
Me? So yeah, but I say Amir did too much in that moment because let's fast forward to I believe it might have been the second or the third round of this challenge, where I believe the people that are still in are Robinette, Timmy, Jalissa, Natasha, Amir, And am I missing somebody? I think it was 3 Sands of Time people. So it would have been Amir, Natasha,
Jen, I believe.
Jen. Okay, yeah, Jen. And
Mhm,
then it was you, Robinette, and Jalissa.
mhm.
Amir. Now I will give it to Amir. He has some, I don't know what the word I want to use is, but he's got a lot of audacity. Okay, he
Mm,
has a lot of audacity, and sometimes in life you need some audacity. Sometimes in life you need to say the things that you want to say, and sometimes people are scared. And if a closed mouth doesn't get fed. But after
okay.
Amir just gave us the Beyonce AMA Crazy in Love award performance of Guess Whose Name Is on This Block. Amir has the nerve to then say to the people that are still in the game, i.e., the people that are still on the tribe, I just want to be back in the game. Y'all can have the necklace. Will y'all just drop out for me and allow me to get the necklace? Jalissa said, get somebody else to do it. I'm just focusing on my game right now. Like, in what
Okay.
world, Amir, did you feel like Jalissa would be like, okay, I'll drop out and let you come back into the game when you wrote my name down? I'm currently fighting for my life with this extra block on because of you. The audacity.
Listen, he said this is now or never. Jalissa said this is just never because I'm never gonna drop it. You just gave me this block that's making it harder for me to stand a chance in this challenge. But something else about this challenge I thought was interesting, Bryce. Like you see the people with the block, two of us, me and Jalissa, were two of the last three people standing. And you saw
Talk
me up
about
there,
it.
Bryce. I was spinning. I
Okay.
was like, I don't care what I gotta do. You could turn me into like a carousel. I'm gonna spin
Okay.
around and this ball gonna stay on this block.
Ring around the rosies. Okay.
Okay.
Pocket full of red blocks. Uh Yeah, I was rooting for my Timmy. And so ultimately I believe Jalissa drops out, then Jen drops
Mhm.
out. I was like heartbroken for Jen. I was like, damn Jen, we were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. And then Timmy drops out, and then Amir drops out, and Robinette wins. And so first of all, we love that win for our queen. Like, shout out to Robinette. But Bay,
Mm,
if looks could kill, and I
mm.
mean kill, we would be having a funeral service for all of season 3 of Survivor Philadelphia because okay, if y'all thought on the last season of Survivor, Liz was pissed. Ooh, Amir was pissed. And although my emotions are all over the place because y'all know I love Amir. You know I love to hate Amir. You know I love to love Amir. But one thing, Amir is going to give us good TV.
Mm.
I felt Amir's pain, right? Like, I think we've talked about Amir before. Uh, and I think that Amir wanted to play this game. And I feel like Amir, in his mind, he talks about how since the inception of this game in 2019, he always wanted to be a part of it. He thinks it's so amazing. And you just know that when Amir stepped foot out there on this day, he was going to make a show. He was like, and so it was really hard to see his emotions be so upset. He was like physically upset and pissed. And rightfully so. Like, first of all, that's the type of heart that you want when people are playing this game. But
Mhm.
whew, if looks could kill.
Listen, and I felt that emotion too. I felt that passion. Cause you know what, Bryce? I would have threw. If it was me and him at the very end, I would have threw like my name was Ryan Cassidy and I was on that baseball field and I was a pitcher. I would have thrown that block straight past Alex G, and that would have been the end of the story. But I guess the Survivor guys, they didn't want me and Amir to be on the same tribe. They didn't want
So you're
anything
saying
to
you
happen.
would have given up to give Amir back into the game.
I would have.
Oh,
I would have. I would have.
oh.
I would have gave it up. And if he, I don't know if he would have kept his promise and gave immunity up, but Survivor Philly guys they didn't want a showmance or something to happen. I don't know. So,
Oh.
But yeah, like you mentioned, Robinette does ultimately win immunity, and that's the end of Sands of Time. And for Robinette, that's huge. She just got flipped on, and
By
we
who?
learned that. Oop, I don't know, Timmy.
Because, baby, my co-host was a star plot line in this episode on the second half. But let's get to the feast. Shout out to Alex G, because first of all, let me just tell y'all know that song, Big Bag, all my fruits and vegetable. Because let me just tell y'all that as somebody that was there, and then after the people had their feast, baby, they opened up the food to the people that was there, baby. When I tell y'all, I was making meat, okay,
Okay.
and I stayed practically. I mean, I stayed the whole time. Part of the reason why I stayed the whole time is because they had that Chipotle, and so I could eat some Chipotle and watch live Tribal Council, baby. I mean, kudos to the production of Survivor Season 3, because just seeing that Chipotle, my big back self had to Uber eat some Chipotle and pause the episode and wait till my Chipotle got there, even though I asked for extra meat and they ain't give me no extra meat. But on Survivor Philadelphia, they had extra meat. They didn't have any queso, but they had some extra meat.
And apparently they brought some beef too, because it's a lot that's happening. But first of all, I was on that merge feast. I wasn't trying to talk to nobody. All you see is my mouth full of some Chipotle. I was focusing on that meal. Wasn't nothing else in the world happening to me. But a lot of people had a burning question, like you mentioned, Bryce. What happened with Natasha? Timmy, did you do it? Tell me, did you do it?
What's
I'm
the
like,
tea? What's the
no,
tea? What's the tea?
no, I would never. What?
They must. Timmy
No.
said they must have had a vote. They must have had to steal a vote. Now, mind you, as I'm listening to Timmy's story, because first of all, I don't play about Timmy. Okay, I fight for Timmy, so I don't play about Timmy. And so the first round of Timmy's stories, I'm with him when he's talking to Manfred. Also, first of all, I love Manfred. Manfred is so he's so nice, but he's so extra. And it's like, I wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of Manfred, right? Because I don't feel like we've seen a nasty Manfred yet, but you could just tell because Manfred and Timmy are talking, and he's like, well, girl, what happened? Tell me the tea. And Timmy's like, oh, I don't really know. Like, it was 3 against 3. They must have had to steal a vote. And so I'm like, oh, okay. But then when Ryan calls you over and you have this conversation with Ryan, Ryan's like, yeah, the Natasha vote, like, I understand it. And Timmy's like, yeah, that's not what happened. Then I felt like your story started changing, or I don't know if it's your story started changing, because you definitely didn't say Natasha flipped, although, I mean, Robinette flipped. But if you're saying that you didn't flip, I guess the other person to flip would be Natasha, because, baby, they asked Natasha, and Natasha said, you saw my face. I was surprised. Now, she didn't say
Robinette.
you, Robinette. Robinette said, you saw my face. I'm still trying. Okay, I'm still trying to figure it out. Okay. Robinette said, I turned the music down to try to figure out what was happening. But I guess the difference in the story was Timmy had the bright idea because it was 3 against 3. Timmy said that it was, what was the combination of numbers that you said? That it was what? 3 against 1 or 2 against 1?
I said it was 3-2 because, okay, walk with me here now, Bryce. I'm thinking,
Okay.
you know, at Tribal Council in Survivor, when somebody got the majority of votes and they going home, normally it's a cutoff in terms of votes,
As
and
soon as
they
they
don't
say the
read
3
all the
votes,
rest of it.
like, right.
Exactly,
Okay.
and that's it, right? And that's what happened at Tribal Council. Even though it was 4-2, they didn't read like 3-3. So when it got to 3, that was it, and Natasha was voted out. To
But
my
if they
knowledge
got the
in the
3 to
game
2
at this
vote,
moment.
like, that 5th vote, I mean, if it was 3, 4, 5, that 6th vote would still be important to him, because, like, if it was the other person, they would go to rocks. So that don't really make sense. It makes sense of how you explaining it, but okay. All right.
You're right, it didn't make sense
Okay. All
at
right.
all,
I was
because
well,
I was
I was
thinking,
trying to.
okay, somebody didn't have a vote. Like, that's my excuse. Maybe
Okay.
it'll work, is what I'm thinking.
How did
Because
it
the other
work?
people, they're gonna say, yeah, it was 3-2. They only did read 3 votes for Natasha. And I thought that was gonna save my butt. And when Ryan, like you said, pulled up on me, he was like, what happened with the Natasha vote? I'm like, I didn't vote for Natasha.
He
I
didn't say
thought
what happened.
deny,
He
deny.
said He said the Natasha vote. I understand it. Okay, Ryan. Okay, you know our number 92. He's smart. He asked the question with the assumption that you had already, voted Natasha out. Okay. Now, first of all, let's get off this Timmy Natasha thing because there's so much. We don't have a lot of time, but there's so much other stuff that I want to talk about. The mafia that was not on my bingo board of Sunshine, Manfred, and Gabe that we saw this episode, that was not on my Survivor Philadelphia bingo board. Now, let's also talk about, because first of all, every episode we got to talk about Sunshine. Sunshine is sneaky as F, okay? I don't care what nobody say, because 3 things about him this episode. 3 things. 1, anytime he be talking to Manfred and Gabe, do y'all see how his mouth would not move? Like he'll be like, yeah, I don't know what they doing over there, but listen, we gotta get them out. So I'm like, what? Is he talking out of his ear? How is Sunshine talking right now? Like, they'd be like, yeah. Then, first of all, when the Chipotle came, everybody happy to get Chipotle, everybody eating. Sunshine, and I don't know if it was Ryan, they the only people talk about, yeah, we positioned ourselves at the end of the mat so that if somebody had an idol, we'd be able to see it. What the heck? Sunshine, if you don't put the rice and the burrito in your mouth, you what? Okay, so I thought that was wild. The third thing was when this Timmy thing came up. Now, mind you, first of all, Sunshine, I don't play about Timmy, so you got to strike. Because when the whole Timmy thing and Natasha came up and they was trying to figure it out, Sunshine said, well, at the immunity challenge, Natasha said, and I quote, I am giving this to you because you voted me out, end quote. I said, no, what the hell? Is Sunshine writing for the Sunshine Times? Why is he pulling out quotes?
Listen, and this is the thing. She didn't even say that verbatim.
She didn't. She said, I think, okay? We formally at the Purple Pants Podcast are issuing the Sunshine Times paper to issue a retraction. Because you're right. He misspoke. He was hyping it up. He said that she said that. No, she said she thinks it was you. But is it actually? Does the Sunshine, do they need to issue a retraction? Because, bitch, you did vote for Natasha. So Sunshine was right.
Something. Sunshine was right.
Gabe might be the investigator, but Sunshine does the investigating reporting, okay? Because the way Sunshine was just throwing that out to people without his lips moving. When they was questioning, he was like, yeah, no, listen, to me over there, Natasha said it was him, and that's what happened. I said, but then Sunshine disappointed me this episode. When we all got to the feast, they said, who got the paint? Now, I was excited for this because I was like, Sunshine's about to shine. And Sunshine said, without his lips moving, he said, actually, I left the purple paint on my dresser. On your dresser?
On the dresser.
But we learned, and again, with all of this craziness going on, we learned that one of Sunshine's friends that passed away, his favorite color was purple. And so Sunshine was so excited. First of all, Sunshine's best friend or friend is my spirit animal because purple and purple, we see each other. And then from that led this really great emotional gate of the connections of people. Then I believe it was Paige that then said that she recently lost her grandfather, and her grandfather had, was it a best friend named Manfred? And was it Manfred had a pet or a friend? I can't remember. Was it a pet?
Her granddad had a pet bird named Sunshine.
Now, I believe in, what is it, the 16 laws of separation, but that's like the one thing that I love about the Survivor community, and even specifically like the Survivor Philadelphia community, is that like since season 1 of Survivor Philadelphia, like it's a community. It's
Mhm.
grown since season 2. It like is for sure. They got a group chats, they got Facebook pages, they got like, they show up to the Bryce and Win events and support. It's such a community, and I just really feel like seeing that part of it really made me feel like, wow, like y'all are destined to be together. So that was great. Now, okay, then I got one more thing, then I'm gonna shut up. Now, last person I gotta cuss out this episode is Paige.
Mm.
Paige is my girl. Love out what she doing out there. However, when Emma came and gave her block and said, I was trying to do the Spice Girl, Spice World, but you ain't want no parts. Now, we watching Survivor Philadelphia like everybody else watching Survivor Philadelphia. Emma ain't telling no lie. Emma's not a Timmy. She's not a liar.
Emma was straight with the truth.
Emma was straight with the truth. Now, mind you, now this is where I got to cuss my girl Paige out, because Paige kind of pulled an Amir. So after, because Lord knows, when Emma said, I was trying to put this, I wanted to do a girls' alliance, Lord knows, Sunshine was over there like, Paige didn't want to be a part of it. Okay, because Lord knows, Sunshine taking notes. So Paige had to do some damage control. And this would piss me off. Not Paige gonna go to, who was it? Jasmine and, was it Robin?
Jaleesa.
Jaleesa. She gonna go to them and be like, I don't know where this rumor is coming up about I don't want to be in a girls' alliance, but I love to make it happen. Excuse me, miss? Now you trying to put Destiny's Child back together? Latavia and Farrah are long gone.
Listen.
Right.
No,
But
I mean, it's
make
true
the Destiny's
because
Child album now. I mean, I'm here for Destiny's Child album, but
listen,
you can do
I
that,
guess
Paige.
Paige was trying to get the band back together. She trying to go on tour in this game, run all the way to the finale, make that the final stage. Okay, she was ready to play this game, but according to Emma, she was not with it at all. But
Okay,
somebody else who
Emma.
I think really stood out to me, Gabe. Gabe was playing this game. Gabe gives us the quote for this episode. The quote for this episode: "We three lions, or we are three lions, right? We three lions." And as everything's happening, there's two names that are being thrown out. Ben's name is being thrown out there because Ben, with his amazing hair flips, is a big target in this first game.
I am so happy. I am so happy you said that. I am so happy
And
you said that to me, because it seemed like every time Ben got to speak, Ben would be like, hey, Gabe's going out. Hey, Ryan. Okay. Gabe, I mean, every time.
okay, with the length.
With the length, with the volume. Okay. I said, well, all right, Ben. I'm so happy you said that, because
Mhm.
okay,
Ben hair flipped his way right into being a big target because I don't know if it was jealousy. You know, my hair is short. I got a little fro, Bryce. I've been trying to grow it, but his name was out there and Ryan's name was out there. And Gabe, being Gabe, private investigator,
okay.
he was like, okay, I see these people over here. I see these people over here. But who are the people in the middle? So he was staking at the scene while we was eating our steak and corn and rice in that Chipotle bowl. And he decides to pull me to a side to try to pitch the idea of me, him, and Robinette playing the middle, working the middle, and choosing between Ben and choosing between Ryan if it's going to be either of them two. But yes, the baby boy Ryan was on the block.
Okay. And in true baby boy Ryan fashion, he said, if you can't beat him, join him. Okay. So he tried to make this alliance with Ben, saying, like, I wanna. Just like your lie was not making sense to me, Ryan's lie was not making sense to me. So you want to battle it out to the end to win. Now that makes sense, but like, so y'all saying y'all not making an alliance, y'all are agreeing to keep each other around so that y'all can continue to throw shots at each other. Make it make sense. And in the most pivotal thing, first of all, I love Ben. Ben just too damn happy. Okay. Ben happy when he lying. Ben happy when he telling the truth. I could just not like Ben. Two things Ben did this episode. I think it was like Jalissa, Robinette, Jasmine, we're talking. Ben comes up and it's like, you talking to my girls, Robinette? Like, you know, these are my girls. We work together. Like, we'd love to get you on board. And in the middle of him doing that, he then whispers into Jasmine's ear, like, Robinette not crazy. Like, Robinette, like, why would I join the bottom of that? But I loved Ben's spirit. Then Ben comes and grabs you. And Ben's like, we kind of work. And mind you, first of all, Ben keeps telling everybody that y'all work together, i.e. Timmy writing Natasha's name down, corroborating Sunshine's article about Timmy. But Ben pulls Timmy to the side and it's like, we good. Timmy said, baby, put that fist down because I am not fist bumping you. What the hell is your problem?
Listen, he, like Tiff said, he making the block hot. I just voted with you. You know I'm gonna vote with you again. I can't have my whole alliance see me
and they right
have
there.
a 5-minute conversation with you. And they right there.
The worst person of all to have that conversation in front of was guess who?
Sunshine
from the
reporting
Sunshine
live
Times.
from Survivor Philly. Okay, I would have been the prime suspect on that primetime television network broadcast if I had a long conversation. But ultimately, we head into tribal council, and it is between Ryan and it's between Ben. If it's going to be one of them two, ultimately, the majority of people decide to write down Ben's name. Now, did I want to write down Ben's name? No. Did it make sense for me to write down Ben's name? Yes, because I liked Ben. I wanted to work with Ben, and I was real. Too.
Now, like I was telling y'all before, Amir was pissed, right? Even when he was on the jury, he was pissed. But baby, when Ben's name got written down, it seemed like Amir had a smile on his face. I don't know. I was like, oh, okay. But nevertheless, the lines are kind of like, there's a lot of things moving in the ocean. We've got Sunshine over here, who's a clear threat. We've got Ryan, aka number 92, who appears to be the biggest threat. Now we have this core middle with Gabe, Timmy, and Robinette, but like Timmy's not trustworthy, so we don't know if he's going to stay with that. Then we've got Paige over here trying to get Destiny's Child together. We got my girl Jasmine stressed. Like, it's a lot of moving parts happening right now, and I'm so excited to get to next week's episode because I feel like there are so many free agents. There are so many people like not knowing what's going on, so I'm excited.
Yes, I'm excited too. And one last thing in this episode, you know, Manfred is like, Timmy's lying to me. Timmy's a threat. I got to keep him on my radar. So I'm excited to see how everything plays out in these next episodes, Bryce. And I want to see how it's going to end. I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Now, it's crazy because I was out there and I've sat through every tribal council, but baby, that was like 2 years ago. I don't remember. But there is one showdown that I do remember. And I don't know when it's coming up, but I cannot wait to see it. And I think you know what I'm talking about, Timmy.
I do.
Well, before we go, Timmy, let the people know where they can follow you, where they can find you at, if they don't follow the Sunshine Times, because he has already written up a whole bio about you. But if they're not reading the Sunshine Times, where can they follow you at?
Yes, go ahead and cancel your subscription to Sunshine Times and go and follow me on Instagram at TimSagramB. You can also catch me on the Bryson Wynn Present page. Season 47 is coming up. I'll be making some content. You can find me there. And follow me on TikTok too at Underrated Tim. I'll see you soon, and I might see you in person at a Bryson Wynn Present event. We'll see.
We'll see. We hope to see you soon. We'll be back. Bryce and Win Tour 47. We have kicked off our presidential campaign for the Survivor season. We have a 10-city date tour, baby. Ooh, I'm stressed about it because you know I got a full-time job, but tickets are available. If you want to see us and some amazing of our friends on tour, you can click the link in the Bryce and Win Present Instagram or Twitter bio, and we will see you on the campaign tour, and we'll see you next week covering episode 7. We are in queuing the Ben flip because we're out.
Peace.
It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You better listen in public, might make your stomach hurt. Ooh. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to unwind, you better get that box wine. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to get your snack, you better hurry right back though. It's the Purple Pants. It's the Purple Pants.